There is another issue, Mr. Vice President, that breaks my heart and breaks the heart of the nation, and it's the issue of Puerto Rico.
I've spent more time there than you have.
I spent a lot of time there, Mr. Vice President, but I know you've been there a lot, and it's an element of resilience. It's an element of hope. Seeing the Puerto Rican people in the front lines fighting all these horrible issues, from Hurricane Maria to the earthquakes that we have seen, to all the political issues, to the disrespect of this administration throwing paper towels at them instead of providing the support that our brothers and sisters in the island need. If you become president, what are you going to do to make sure Puerto Rico recovers, that this never happens again in the island of Puerto Rico, and that the middle class is strengthened because of workers' rights have also been under attack in the island?
A number of things. Look, I've been deeply involved with Puerto Rico for a long time. Initially, it's the largest portion of the Spanish-speaking population in my state, the state of Delaware, New Jersey, New York, significant large Puerto Rican populations. Let's start with what this guy doesn't even know, meaning the president. Puerto Ricans are American citizens. They are American citizens, number one. I've been to the island many, many, many times because the Third Circuit Court of Appeals is the same as Delaware. We're the same. Anyway, I've been there a lot. Here's the situation. Today, if I were president, I would be having the head of FEMA in Puerto Rico making an assessment of the damage done by this earthquake, these earthquakes, and I would be surging all the help that was needed on that island as if it happened anywhere else in the United States of America. If this happened, what do you think would happen if this happened down by one of his nightclubs, his golf clubs? No, I'm serious. What do you think? We should treat it no differently than any other American city, any other American state, any other American property. We should be surging the help there, number one. Number two, what we did in our administration and what I did as senator and the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee as well as Judiciary Committee is we significantly increased the tax opportunities for tax relief for Puerto Ricans by providing opportunities to bring into Puerto Rico significant middle-class jobs. Let me define what I mean by middle class. I don't mean $15 an hour. I mean be able to make $45 an hour. I mean be able to form unions. I mean be able to be in a position where you have health care, where you have wage protection beyond that. And being middle class is, the way I define it, it's not a number, it's an idea. It's about being able to own your home and not rent it if you want to own. It's about being able to send your kid to a local public high school, and if they do well, know they can go on to college, and if they can figure out how to go to college, you can figure out how to pay for it. It's about being able to take your geriatric mom home when your dad dies and hope you never have to count on your children to take care of you. It's about a little bit of breathing room. And the middle class is getting killed, not just in Puerto Rico, and not just among Latinos, across America. You have, for the first time, we're no longer the wealthiest middle class in the world. No longer. You have, for the first time, a majority of people in the middle class arguing that their children will never have the same standard of living they have. And let me tell you why the middle class is so important. Every other country in the world, I know I'm referred to, as my colleagues will tell you, as middle-class Joe. That's how they always talked about me when I was in the Senate and even in the administration. Well, it's not because that they think I'm not sophisticated. Well, I'm pretty damn sophisticated about what built this country. What built this country wasn't Wall Street, it was middle-class folks, and the union movement built the middle class. That's how it happened. No, for real. Wall Street didn't build America. I wasn't as poor as a lot of folks maybe in this district, but I tell you what, when my father finally got a job after a couple years from when we got from Scranton, we moved into a 3-bedroom split-level house with 4 kids and a grandpop. It wasn't an unsafe neighborhood, but it wasn't. We were, I guess, technically lower middle class. But from the time I was born, and even though I used to stutter badly as a kid, my father and mother looked at me and said, you can be anything you want, anything you want. There's not a thing that you can't do. And I really mean it. Well, think about it. How many parents go back to their old neighborhoods? How many parents are saying that to their kids now? They don't think they're going to be able to do it. And look, the reason why we've been the most stable nation in the world, the reason why we've been a nation that's been able, when other democracies have teetered, when there's been great depressions or great wars, is because the middle class provided hope. Everybody thought there's possibilities. I spent more time with Xi Jinping, the head of China, than any world leader had. And I'm in a town called Chengdu, a multi-million people on the Tibetan Plateau. And he turns to me in the 25 hours of dinners we had together, because the President Obama wanted me to get to know him, not we could become buddies, but just to understand his motivation. And he was vice president, and I was vice president. It wasn't appropriate for the president to spend that much time. And he looked at me and he said, with an interpreter whispering in my ear, I apologize, my colleagues have heard this before, whispering in my ear the translation, as he has one whispering in his ear for me when I speak. And he said, can you define America for me? I said, yeah, one word, possibilities. We have believed anything is possible in America, anything, if we do it together. We give people a chance, we thought anything is possible. And we're losing that sense. When we lose that sense in America of possibilities, everything changes. Everything changes. And guess what? You are the possibilities for this country now. Now.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. And as Mi Familia Vota, we just want to send a very strong message of solidarity with Puerto Rico. Estamos con ustedes y vamos a hacer todo lo posible como institución para movilizarnos, para apoyarlos y para asegurarnos que hacemos todo lo posible para que tengamos mejores políticas y estar siempre en solidaridad con esta bella isla y esta gran gente que tanto admiramos. Son un ejemplo de resiliencia. Muchas gracias por todo lo que hacen.